Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of What Are We Missing? It's been a minute, but we back. We got a real special episode. It's an all GV episode. That's why I had to wear
It is.
You know,
It is.
I got my hat, I got my hoodie, and shoot, hold up, y'all see the Letterman's jacket?
Hey, the varsity.
Oh, we got the letter jacket too.
The Letterman's
Varsity
jacket. Yeah. So I had to represent, man. So obviously we got my boy Josh, and Rob Carlisle, GV
Hey.
legend. You know what I mean? So
Real.
and two Detroit cats. So it's gonna be a special episode, man. So
What up, though?
yeah.
No.
So how you doing, Rob?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I cannot complain, brother. Blessed, man. I'm truly happy. Truly happy, man. I can't, got a new gig out here out in North Carolina now. So yeah, all is moving, all is well.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Good to hear.
Can't forget about Jo. What's going on, bro?
Nothing, man. Just chilling. Getting ready for the baby.
Bro.
When did that drop?
August 1st.
Talking like it's
August.
an album. When you
I know.
stopping
Hey,
that?
When that drop, bro? When that drop?
When it come out.
Oh man. Yeah.
Shoot.
That's what's up, bro.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm excited about this episode too. So backstory about Rob, football player at Grand Valley. So we were all at GV around the same time. One or two national titles? Two. So 2 rings,
Mhm.
which that's dope. So we want to talk to him about those, the glory days.
Right.
So before we get into that, man, you off camera, you mentioned that you just got a new position over at Appalachian State. Most people know Appalachian State is the school that had the biggest upset of all time against University of Michigan. I was like,
Michigan
what,
Killers.
05?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
a while ago.
07, I think.
07, that's right.
07.
07.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was wild. But yeah, talk about your current role there, bro, and what you're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah, man. So again, I get reminded of that game. It's pictures everywhere. On every floor of this
That's
building.
crazy.
There's a big mural of and the field goal being blocked. It's crazy.
They still live in that. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, that was the biggest. That's probably the biggest win, legit, in the
Yeah.
school.
That's wild.
Ranked like number 5 or something.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, they
top,
was
top 5.
I watched that game live. It was, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I really
crazy.
I couldn't believe my eyes, bro. That was and it was at home too. Yeah, that was
Right.
that was crazy.
And it wasn't like the first or second game.
I think it was
It was something crazy.
yeah. Are you a Michigan
It was
fan,
early
Rob?
on. Huh?
Are you a Michigan fan?
Oh, for 100% Michigan.
All right.
Mm.
Blue.
All the
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So Josh, you Michigan State?
Nah, I don't like either. Bro.
Oh.
Be real, bro.
Wow.
Okay, I
You
don't really
Grand
mess
Valley
with,
shit.
I don't mess with either of them.
Yeah,
but
Grand
feel it.
Valley State. Grand
Grand
Valley
Valley,
State.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Out here now at Appalachian State University, my title is Director of Student Athlete Development. And what I tell people, that's just basically a fancy title to say that I have the opportunity and I get blessed every day to walk through and do life with these student athletes who walk through these doors, plays on these fields and these courts.
Mhm.
I'm just a resource and a vessel that just wants to be used to be able to help them.
Yeah.
I know we all play sports and you go through and you deal with a lot of different things that a lot of people don't really understand or
Right.
know about. They just see the glitz and the glamour of you performing, not knowing what you're dealing with or what's going on with your family or what's going on in school or relations,
Mhm.
none of that stuff. And so, dealing with that as well as the societal pressures that come along with the perceptions of what you should and should not be doing
Yep.
based off of what you do, what you look like, and all that kind of stuff. And so, like I said, I get to walk through life and do life with them.
Yeah.
Job entails is doing programming. And so I do programming around professional development, personal development, and identity development. And what that looks like is basically hooking them up with the different resources, whether that's Career Development Center, whether that is the Former Athletes Association, or whether it's former athletes who've actually gone here, as well as I'm currently in the process of putting together a programming menu, if you will, with things to teach them about, money, taxes, especially with this NIL stuff going around, personal identity development, who they are, what they are, and allowing them to see themselves as much more than just what they're able to do, and helping remove the labels that are put on them every day, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Dang, bro.
Yeah. One thing that struck a chord in me, first of all, dope job. Dope
For real.
job.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Calvin University as a career coach. So you mentioned connecting them with the career services team. So I'm interested in hearing from both of y'all, man. Like, how important really is it as an athlete? When we're in school, like, I'm pretty sure y'all agree, like, all we cared about was the sport we played, didn't really think about after graduation. So if y'all could do it over again, I guess how much would you guys kind of pay attention to that that the future part of your life?
You can go first, Rob.
Yeah, so I honestly, I would have, because bro, like, the reality for my story is, bro, like, so I played 7 football seasons. It's crazy. That's a long time.
That's a long time, dog.
Bro, that's a long time. and I only graduated with a bachelor's degree.
Man, bro.
I was so messed up mentally to where I only seen myself as an athlete. So foreclosed and forgone everything else outside of football, bro. Like 7 seasons, bro.
Bruh.
Left with a semester of a doctorate done.
Bro, you could,
man. two or 3 bachelors. You could have had whatever you wanted. Whatever you wanted.
2 or 3 minors. I don't got none of that.
Wow.
None of it. And so again, I would say I would definitely pay more attention to it. There's 3 things that I would do different if I could go back to college or teach another athlete, whoever hears this. One for myself, just for myself. I would have pledged. I would have joined the MPHC. I would have pledged Greek, just to get in fraternity, just to get into that society, or to expand my net amongst people around campus as well as around the nation. Yeah. Right. So one. My second one was I would have studied abroad for a semester.
That's a good one.
And gone over to like Chile or some Spanish-speaking country. I would have went over there and did a study abroad, and just lived, bro.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that semester.
Yeah.
And the third thing I would have done if I could go back is I didn't take advantage of the network that sports allowed for me to have, meaning that, bro, we was around boosters, we was around owners, we was around people who own companies, who just wanted to interact with us. And I never really fully immersed myself to really expand my network while in college. And now it's like, you go back and I think about it, it's like, bro, I could, because I believe life moves at the speed of relationships. Yeah. And those different relationships that you could have taken, you in a different direction or help expedite whatever process it was where we were trying to get. And so those would be my 3 biggest things.
Yeah,
man. That's
I don't know how you're gonna follow up on that one, Josh. But that's
bro, I'm not. Bro, he hit all of them. That network, man, is just especially being an athlete. Right. Like, we just so many. I mean, for better or for worse, how it is in the world. Correct. People see you as an athlete, so you get extra benefits. Just keep it real. Yeah. So many doors could have been open if just going up talking to somebody Just like we had so many opportunities to network way more, and I didn't take advantage of that. So if I can go back, especially for the career that I wanted to have, you know, I just wasn't thinking. I was all about hoop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Crazy.
Yeah, for me, I definitely second everything y'all said. I guess this is along the same lines of networking. Well, number one really is using all the resources that was you know offered to us. You know what I mean? I didn't even know there was a career center in college. I had no idea.
Right.
You know what I mean?
None.
Like using more tutors, going to the writing center, right? I went there one time and I was like, why didn't I do this before?
Same.
I ended up getting the A on the paper, like that type of stuff, using resources. But also kind of like you, Rob, you say you would have pledged. I would have just like immersed myself in more social things instead of just basketball. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, I love my teammates, best teammates in the world, but like getting to know people outside of my sport. Doing more stuff in our dorm room, like our dorm center. We didn't do nothing. Like nothing. Nothing. You know what I mean? So and like you said, Rob, you know, who knows those relationships that I could have built, you know, with people outside of basketball, who knows where I would be today, what kind of things that I would be getting into. So yeah, that's good stuff.
That's wild. That's wild for real.
Crazy. So I mean, you gave us a little bit about yourself right now, but tell us more about yourself. You know, where to start? Where'd you grow up? You know, what was it like? Give us all that.
Yeah, man. So I grew up, you know, like we said, Detroit, inner city Detroit. You know, you got to ask some people like, would you Ferndale, South Point?
Right.
No, I was Detroit.
Southfield.
Yeah, right. So I grew up in Detroit, and then you know, humble beginnings. But as a kid, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so just running around, especially at my grandmother's house. She grew up, she lived on Mack and McClellan, if anybody's from the east side. And so, you know, you just running around the neighborhood and you don't really understand what's going on or what you really see until you get a little bit older and realize like you were in a dang near war zone. But by God's grace, you know, my grandmother was kind of like one of the gatekeepers of the community. And so I was protected because she was respected. Nothing to do with me. And so I ran around, you know, you had the different shakers and movers who would look out for me and, you know, get me out of harm's way because of their love and respect for my grandmother and my grandfather. So it was fun though, man. Grew up there and then went to high school. And then from so I went to high school. My mom, she didn't want me to go to public school because she came to public school one day and I was cutting the fool. And so she thought that like Lutheran school would be better. No, I'm just gonna cut the fool with them. It's just gonna be the color of people. So she put me into a private school and we did the same stuff. We did the stuff, acting crazy and doing whatnot, but it was good. That kind of started my athletic journey. Because playing in middle school basketball, I was basketball and baseball, and that was where my athletic journey really started to take off. So so I played 1 year of football in the 5th grade. I was so bad that I did not get a helmet on the team.
Wow.
Walking, I walked 9 straight weeks to practice and to games, like 2.5, 3 miles with shoulder pads and some football pants on, no helmet. I got in one practice, bro. One practice.
Oh shoot! What made you so bad, bro? What was it about it?
I don't know. I was trash. because I really didn't want to. I don't think I really wanted to play.
Yeah.
You know how people be like, "Oh, you gotta toughen up, put him in some football."
Right.
Like, all right, let's play football then. I didn't really care about football. I'm like, give me a baseball bat or give me a basketball.
Yeah.
Cousin was so adamant on it because he played, and it was the East Side Falcons, and he played for him. And then he went to high school and played, and so I was like, oh yeah, you gotta play for him. I'm like, man, get out of here.
Yeah.
So no helmet, never got in a game, almost got in one game. I was like, hey bro, let me see your helmet, bro. He was like, man, heck no. Cause if I give you my helmet, I ain't gonna be able to get in the game. All right, that makes sense. So
they didn't give you a helmet.
Didn't give me a helmet, bro. So I didn't play football again until the 9th grade.
Wow.
So fast forward to the 9th grade again. I do not care about football, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm a baseball player. And so 9th grade comes around and the basketball coach like, all right, what you gonna do for the fall? Because I need you to be in shape when basketball season comes around. I'm like, I'm a hoop. I don't know what you want me to do. He's like, no, I need to ball, or you either gotta run cross country.
Ooh.
I'll be damned if I'm out there run cross country.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm not running nothing past 400. So he made me play football. And so I'm out there, I'm on the sideline, bro. So I remember it vividly. They was like, all right, we're about to do our hidden drill. And coach was like, Carlisle, get up there in front. I'm like, all right. So then I told my boy, I'm like, hey dog, you go with me. So
you want to know?
Drill. And I can get to the back of the line again. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
When I tell you he laid me out, bro, our friendship was on thin ice.
Bro, that's messed up, bro.
It's dirty. And so I'm like, all right. So he hit me. I'm laid out. I'm on the ground. And I'm feeling it. He broke my thumbnail completely popped off.
Oh, dang.
Bro, I'm pissed now. I'm furious. And so I'm like, all right, that's a bet. So then practice it or whatever. And then the next day we had hidden drills again. And that's where it started that it clicked for me where it was just like, I just want to inflict as much pain on everybody.
Wow.
That's
what
crazy.
he did to me.
Yeah.
And so from there, that's what kind of started the football journey, bro.
I
became good at it. And then I dropped baseball, which I should have kept baseball if I could do it all over again. That was probably my best sport.
Same.
And then, so that started the football journey, and I ended up walking on to Grand Valley. So I didn't get recruited. I didn't get a scholarship. The way I ended up in college, bro, was my mom came to the high school, and it was that week where you're supposed to go on like all your little college visits and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was in the office, and there were pamphlets laid out on the dresser. And so the counselor was like, all right, Rod, where are you going to college at? I'm like, I don't think I'm going to college. I'm probably going to go to either the Marines, because those commercials was on TV every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go work at GM, Ford, or Chrysler. And so then from there, it was just like, well, go visit this school. It just happened to be Grand Valley.
Oh,
we just went Grand Valley campus, hopped in a campus tour, and mom was like, all right, you going here? I said, okay.
Dang.
I'll show up. When do I arrive?
Wow.
And so I had to figure out the process to do like FAFSA, the application,
right?
The ACT 3 times, and then I applied to Central, Michigan State, and Grand Valley. And Grand Valley was the only school to accept me.
Wow, man.
Never Grand Valley, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Like I did not see the story going that way. Like,
nah.
I just knew you from Grand Valley on. So I just figured like, oh man, I've been playing football since I was like 3rd grade. You know, I've been a football head ever since. I've been killing, and I got all these offers. Like, no, I didn't. So that kind of changes the conversation a little bit. So you're a walk on. So what was that like for you? Yeah, really in the beginning, and like, I guess, walk us through that.
Yeah, man. So I was a walk-on. So I walked. So when I got to college, I knew I wanted I knew I had to pay. I was good at numbers. Yeah. So my first major was math, and I'm like adding up the numbers. I'm like, all right, if I got to pay 17.5 a year. I said, if I do 4 years, that's going to add up to about 70 P's. And I'm like, I don't want to pay that. Like, I have to find a way. So football had been like the trigger for me at that point. But the crazy thing is, like, I was an all-state basketball player.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know why I went to football. But it was just like something about football. I think it was the fact that I could try to hurt people. It was the driving force.
Hold up, man. That's
crazy.
Me and Josh talk about this all the time. Like, you gotta be a little crazy to play football, especially at the college level. Like, you can't just be no regular dude. Like, I just love playing football. I was like, no, like, you really gotta have some type of screw loose to play football.
It's crazy, yeah. And so I think my friend, once he knocked that first screw loose, it was just like, get the cap back on. It was just like, that was my way of like going, and like anything I was angry about or upset about, I would go to high school practice and just like take it out on people. And so I got good at football. It wasn't my best sport still, but some reason, some way, I was still attracted to it. And so once I walked on, they was like, all right, we need wide receiver. And I was going to walk on at DB. All right, we need wide receivers, running backs, quarterback, and some D linemen. So I'm not about to say I'm a wide receiver. I'm like, bet. I'm a DB. And so, no, I'm sorry. They said I was going to walk on at DB. They said they needed wide receivers, running backs, D linemen, and a quarterback. And so, all right, cool. I'm going to be a wide receiver for the day just to get on the team.
Right.
I ended up making it because I played wide receiver in high school as well. So I walked on, and they were going into like week 3 of the season or whatever. And so I started off on like 4th string scout team.
Yeah.
I started down there, got all the BS time in practice. You really didn't get no reps your first couple of weeks. And so once I got my first like rep, because somebody was out sick, and I took advantage of that opportunity, bro. And so then I moved up to 3rd string. And by the end of the season, I ended up becoming like the starter on scout team.
Wow.
And it was just fun because that's back when like they had Brandon Carr was there. They had Samad Kane was there. They had a really good defense.
Yeah.
Ack was there. And so I kind of got a kick out of trying to embarrass them in front of everybody, like the coaches. And, ended up excelling to whereas by my 2nd year, I was traveling with the varsity team. I was 2nd, 3rd string wide receiver. I never really got in a game for any significant time at wide receiver.
Yeah.
But that's how I ended up getting it. But then my junior year, the end of my sophomore year, springtime, they moved me to DB. And they switched me to DB because once I got off scout team, the varsity team was just coaching me different, where it was like, you get cussed out for anything. Cut you deep. Man. I'm like, bro, I can't concentrate with you cussing, and I got to get past this defender, and I catch the ball. And I'm like, I would drop every single ball, but I was fast and I was quick. And so they was like, we're just going to move you to DB. So they moved me. Once they moved me to DB, then it was Brandon Carr. He started teaching me things.
Yeah.
And then, it was kind of up from there. And so
that's crazy. That's where I remember you at, is DB.
Yeah.
I need like all this other stuff. I'm like, it's all brand new.
Right. And once I moved to DB, that's when I ended up getting a scholarship and being able to like fully pay for college. And that's when I was like, all right, this thing could pan out to do something.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. So talk about your freshman year, because my freshman year at Grand Valley was probably when it comes to sports, it was really like the hardest year I ever had in my life. Just adjusting to class, adjusting to practice, conditioning, weights, all that stuff. So how did that go for you? Just adjusting to college sports and being a freshman.
So I think my kind of perspective is different again because I walked on. So a lot of my friends were not athletes. And so I was really a fish out of water on the football team because all of them were kind of clicked up already and whatnot. So it was actually kind of difficult going to practice every day and just kind of standing there without anybody to really talk to or commune or have like that safe space. And you in a locker room full of teammates, but you don't feel like you're a part of the team at all.
Right.
So that part was difficult. I remember after one practice, it was a football player, and I didn't know. I'm green, wet behind the ears. My dog dropped his helmet and was like, "Hey, bring that in the locker room for me." I was like, "Okay." Pick that mug up, start walking.
Bro, football, man.
Bro, that junk crazy. So I did that. And somebody was like, "Man, if you don't stop carrying it," I was like, "Oh, I didn't know if it was a rite of passage. I didn't know what it was. I'm just like,
right.
I'm a new guy out here. I'm just trying to be a part of the team."
Right. Yeah.
That was difficult. And then the other side of it was I had friends outside of sport. That's where all my friend base was. And so I think that was good for me because it allowed me to be able to balance and start the process of kind of socializing with people outside of sport.
Yeah.
But as far as like academics go, man, I've never been the smartest kid. I've never been the smartest one in the classroom. I was smart in high school. But I never was I say I was smart. I collaborated with people in high school. Is what I like to say.
I feel you. I feel
you. But yeah, through college, man, I keep my transcripts on my desk for all the student athletes to come because that mug peppered with D's and F's. But I just want to really quit. And so that's how I really graduated. And so freshman year, and then the Kirk-off parties and my friend circle outside. So I was kind of playing both sides of the field because I had friends outside of sport and inside the sport. So I would go to the party and I'm like the cool one with everybody.
Right.
Yeah. That was my freshman year.
I love that though. That's why, like I said at the beginning, I wish I would have done more social stuff, outside of basketball. Because you know how we like. All right, because you know how we are. We hang out with athletes. If we're not hanging out with the basketball team, we're hanging out with the volleyball team, hanging out with the football team. You know what I mean? But yeah, like having friends outside of sports really gives you that balance and kind of gives you a break. Like
it does.
Because if I'm hanging out with teammates, we're probably gonna talk about what we did at practice the other day or our game tomorrow.
Every day.
You know what I mean? Yep. So yeah.
And you see them at practice, you see them at lunch table, you see them at study hall, you see them outside of. It's like
you live with them probably too. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And that was the other part, that I didn't have athletic roommates until my junior year in college.
Oh wow. Okay.
Dang.
Because I was a walk-on. So my friends were outside of sport.
Yeah. For sure.
Dang, so you was really getting both of the worlds.
Bro, I was trying to play both sides and it's hard.
No doubt.
That's crazy. Well, what is it like we said, like, when we talk about football players,
right? And
I've been to some of y'all practices. Like I was like, that's not for me. That was not for me.
Yeah.
But what's it like? What's it really like being a college football player?
Yeah. So I mean, I think the biggest thing is truly a balancing act, right? Because you have so many different things you're juggling, not even as just as football, but overall as a general athlete, because you have the time demands of conditioning, practice, weights, film study, and then you still got to figure out a time to go to class, do homework, study. And then on top of that, we still long for that social life. And so it's really a balancing act to where your time management skills really got to be on point. Mine wasn't. It was just like a lot of things fell to the last minute. And most of those things were like academics, being in the lab until 2-3 in the morning writing a paper that I knew about months ago. And then you got just a group of y'all in there just having fun. But as far as like football specifically, it was cool because of the access that it gave. the access that it gave me on campus, whether that, I mean, if we're just being frank, whether that was with donors, whether that was with social circles, whether that was with women, whether that with the club when you can hop a line or not pay a cover.
Yep.
The small little, I wasn't on the scale of like where I'm at now or these big power fives, but for us in it was like you had some little perks that came along with it.
Yeah.
That was really the benefit of football. But you could, and then obviously the if you call it the fandom that came along, if you were like, you know, doing something on the field and you get recognized like out in public and people say, oh, like a little kid recognized you down Grand Rapids or something. It's a neat, cool feeling, but the access that it allowed, I would say, is where the biggest benefit comes. I just didn't take advantage of all of the access that it gave to the other people. I just did that short term, immediate gratification type stuff.
For sure. Yeah, you ain't lying. Y'all had access to a lot. Y'all could pretty much do whatever y'all wanted to do. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I remember like going to parties. If it was at like a football house or a football player's crib, I was like, all right, we're gonna be good tonight. Like if a cop come, at most they're gonna be like, all right, everybody go home. But
you know what I mean? That was another benefit.
Yeah.
The crazy part is, bro, that the cops would come sometimes because you usually got the same cop. Right. To the point you knew the cop by the first name basis. When they showed up, it was just like, hey, Ming outside, go holler at him real quick. Like, right. He'll talk to you like, hey. But you knew, like you said, Wes is like, all right, just need to go home, or y'all just need to turn the music down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's funny, man.
Crazy.
But I don't want to bring up anything, hard, but
yeah, no, you good.
You did get injured. I remember that.
Yeah.
And so, what was it? Was it your leg? You didn't break your leg? Or was it your ankle?
My left hip, and I broke my left leg.
Okay. Dang, man. Yeah. So, like, just walk us through that a little bit, and then walk us through what was the toll like it took on you, like mentally, and
so that's a good one. So 2007 was the first year where I kind of, again, that's my first fall at DB, because I switched to DB in spring of 07. And so now I'm finally actually getting to play. And so the third game of that season, I dislocated my left hip and freak accident where I got caught on all four. And it was a light rain on that day. So where we played on natural grass, of course. And so my left knee kind of sunk down in the ground a little bit as I was trying to like set the edge. And all of the big boys, the O-line, D-line, all started flowing my way. And so I couldn't go flat. And so as they came and all that weight, since I couldn't go flat, their momentum carried me over my left hip. And I remember hearing it internally. But yeah, so that happened, and they got it back in on the field, luckily. And so the mental toll there was I was kind of shocked. And I was taken back because I had never been injured before in my career, all of my athletic life. And so, again, having a foreclosed athletic identity, not knowing who I was or what else I could offer to the earth or people or anything, it kind of took me through a mental maze trying to figure out how to get back to what I thought was glory, right? Which is getting back on the field, being able to be productive, getting all of that, that warranted or unwarranted praise that comes along with playing. So that first time, that's what happened with that. And so because it was new and I came out the injury so clean after like a week, I was hopeful to get back to it. And once rehab started going, I got back. Again, I came back in 08, and then I started at nickel. And so I had a wonderful season, earned awards and whatnot. And then 2009 comes again now. So to give some background, now 2009, after 2008, I'm getting the recognition that I always longed for.
Yeah.
And coming from NFL scouts. This was coming, I mean, you talking like every other week you'd have 2, 3, 4 scouts at practice. And like, so as a walk-on, so backtrack, as a walk-on, I'm at practice and I'm seeing these people with the Lions logo, the, you know, whatever NFL team logo is, and they on the sound like, man, who they here to see, bro? They're like, oh, they here to see such and such. They here to see such and such.
Yeah.
And now in my head, I'm like, oh, one day they're gonna be here to see me. And so now, fast forward to 09 or end of 08, they like coming to camp. They here to see me. And I'm like, oh, this is about to happen. Ego swole. Ego dumb swole.
Yeah.
And so 2009, I start that season again, you know, again, talking to all of them and what they think I need to do and work on and projecting out to the future. 2009, third game of the year again. I had about, on the season, I think I had about like 12 tackles up to that point, 9 or 12 tackles. I had, I think, 3 interceptions through 2.5 games.
Dang.
And halftime of Saginaw Valley State, right before halftime, or it was right, I think it was the third quarter or right before halftime. I had 2 picks and I had 3 tackles in that game.
Dang.
And the play comes to where the linebacker, he dives and he falls into my leg, breaks it. Now everything is shattered again. But now there's more at stake because now I have a carrot because these NFL dudes are talking to me and people are in my ear telling me all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And so my identity is more so now even more ingrained into sports and into football, to whereas now that took me down a spiral of depression. So, I mean, I don't know how frank we getting, but it was like bad to the point where, bro, like once I got surgery and like people stopped talking to me, you know, stopped getting the recognition that I thought, you know, people who were like cheering for me no longer reached out to me. And like people who I thought was like down with me just kind of faded off to the side. And so like, bro, I'm like, I used to just get hammered every day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I kept a bottle of Burnett's in the freezer, bro.
Oh,
Every morning,
Burnett's.
like all day, bro. Like it was bad. It got real bad as far as like that. And you got the Vicodins, the hydros, and all that type of stuff. It was a bad time. Yeah, that was a 9-month process to get back. And so 6 of those months, it was a really, really dark time. It's probably the darkest time of my life. Whereas bro, I didn't really care about life, but I wasn't really trying to take my life.
Yeah.
If something happened, then it's just like, all right.
Man. So I think you hinted at this. Would you say that's really the dangers of really putting all of your identity, all of yourself into one thing?
For sure. Because the thing is that, so as athletes, that's the problem. And I think any creative space, right? Whether that's musical artist, whether that's a musical painter, whether that's an athlete, anybody who's artistic, that weight of that art is very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And when we allow that weight to consume us and we only find our self-worth within whatever we're doing, once it's snatched away, so a singer, if their voice leaves, an athlete, if we get an injury, now we have nothing else to attach to. And so now our self-worth goes. Now it's like, why am I here on earth?
Yeah, bro.
People who take their lives and they do things such as I did to not really care about life. It's just kind of like, well, my life is over now, not knowing there's so much more to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And especially when you add, like you said, it wasn't to the level of like, Deion Sanders fame or nothing like that. But you
Right. No.
add a little bit of popularity.
Right.
You add a little bit of, I got these people coming to check me out. I might be a professional, things like that. I mean, it can really, really mess you up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What would you go say, Tram?
I was looking up this quote. I don't even know. It was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what he said, but it was somewhere along the lines of like after basketball, I didn't know how to live or like what to live for. Like
Right.
I'm sad all the time. I feel like I don't really have anything to look forward to anymore. Like this is Michael Jordan, you know what I mean?
Right.
Pretty much the pinnacle of all athletes, and
Right.
even him, he devoted, obviously, probably one of the hardest working athletes we've ever seen, devoted his life to the sport. But even him, you know what I mean? So how, I guess when you're working with athletes, maybe this comes up, like, how do you talk to them about, give it everything you got? I know you got dreams, maybe to be pro or be All-American, whatever.
Right.
But how do you teach them to balance that and to maybe find their identity in other things?
Right. Because the approach I try to use is one, I pull from my own story, right? I think we all have powerful stories and journeys that a lot of athletes can relate to. And, all of them don't have to be dramatic or as bad as 2 injuries like mine, but everybody's story is very relevant that can help somebody.
Yeah.
All dealt with something. Yeah. Right? If we really start unpacking and diving into our athletic journeys, we could all sit right here and talk about some traumatic stuff that we all experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I pull from that. I pull from different people who I know who've gone through it as well. And then I'm actually researching, that amongst Black male student athletes, particularly football, looking at the numbers and then looking at different ways to help them transition more successfully after they had unmet athletic aspirations. And so I do a lot of just talking to them and just kind of really breaking it down to like a real simple, because the reality is that we can plan for a lot of these different, you can plan for high school graduation because there's an end point. You can plan for eligibility ending. We can't plan for those unplanned injuries or those freak accidents that come up. And so that happens, now what? And so I tell a lot of the students that I work with, man, just because you're working on a plan B or have a plan B doesn't mean you take away from plan A.
Right.
Keep the main thing. If that's football, let's keep football. But in our off time, instead of chasing tail or playing video games or whatever it is that you do, let's just spend a little time developing a backup plan for just in case football doesn't work out or whatever sport I'm playing doesn't work out.
Yep.
Then I hit them with a harsh reality, like, yeah, man, no, don't get no plan. I said, bro, we keep it real. You are a plan B. Everybody on your team, I said, when you was in high school, you was the plan B being recruited to replace whoever was starting here.
Yep.
When you got here, you was the backup. You was the plan B for if the starter got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Once you become the starter, they gonna recruit a plan B just in case you get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Say, everything in life is a plan B. You don't have one pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You get 20 pairs of J's. Why? Just in case ones get scuffed up, I can put on this other pair. Or the outfit don't match. You have a plan B and a backup with everything. And so I just try to make it real simple and practical to try to help shape, inform, because the other part is that we like to not sensational. We like to focus on the minority, right? All of us, I think we became victim of it, right? I focus on Kobe, focus on Mike, LeBron, Tom Brady, the anomaly. Right. But the majority football career is 2.5 years. You're not thinking that dude who's just every day trying to stick at practice, that every day he walk into the locker room, he trying to see if his nameplate's still up there, or trash bag in his locker.
Yeah.
Like you forego, because that's the majority of the locker room.
Right.
Wondering if they're going to get cut. And so I just try to help them try to see it and step back from a different perspective. And then, you know, just trying to make it applicable to real life in ways that they can hopefully digest it. And I just keep scenarios until it like sticks.
Man.
That's I mean, that's really important work, bro. I mean, I think I got a bunch of stuff going in my head right now. Man. But one, like, do you get pushback, like
from athletes,
from the athletes, or like, you know, or not, maybe not even pushback, but just like you can see it. Something like, I mean, they got the blank stare, or can you see can you see the light? Like, what is it like when the light goes on for them? You know?
When the light, that's what I do it for.
Yeah.
The reality is that, like, even with your podcast, like y'all podcasts help people, but the reality, you can't help everybody.
Right.
You could, but y'all are going to continue doing the work. I'm going to continue doing the work to spread the message. And if we can help that one change his life, that's a small ripple in that large pond that we can start, because now his life was changed. Hopefully he tries to change another. So I definitely get the pushback, bro. Like I was one to push back. And so I get it. It's like, it took me 7 seasons to graduate. 4-year degree.
Right.
So I was the one pushing back, bro. And so it's like, I don't discount them or discard them. I continue to love them, and I continue to talk to them. I keep soft, loving touches on them. I keep positive affirmations in their ear. And this is women and men. And so I don't ever give up on them, because sometimes we're the seed planter. Sometimes we're the seed harvester, to where we nourish it. Wes might drop a seed on somebody that he know, and then I'll come along, I'll say the same exact thing Wes said, but coming from a different person, it'll be like, oh, that's deep, bro.
Yeah.
Wes over there like, bro, I just said this shit to him like a week ago.
Right.
Like, that's the same thing. But it's like, so we try to do it, but sometimes our role in their life, and I think God puts us in situations in people's lives for reasons and seasons. My reason or season in their life might be just to plant the seed. It might not ever grow in the 4 years that they're with me. But once they leave and they get that seed germinated by someone else, whether that's in another field or wherever, they'll pull back and be like, man, Wes dropped that dime on me back in college, bro. And that's what he's talking about.
That's real. We eventually, most of us eventually will get it. Like, obviously you got it, you know what I mean? Because you're working your doctors, right? Yeah. So you got it. Eventually I got it. I know Jay got it, you know what I mean? I used to work at a place called Wedgwood Christian Services. Juke actually used to work there too back in it. But when I first started, I'm like, man, I'm about to change this place. Every kid I talk to, I'm about to tell them about Jesus. Everybody gonna be a Christian and like just follow God, and like, bro, my first couple of weeks, man, couldn't be further from the truth. Like, kids would like talk like, oh yeah, like I want to follow God, Wes, you right. Hour later, they tripping. Like, I would take it hard, man. I would take it so hard. Like, like, dang, man, like, why don't you get it? Like, it was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, did I say it wrong? Like, bro. Like you said, it's probably at that time, most of the time I'm planting the seed. And I had like I still have a couple of them reach out to me, like on Facebook, and they're like, man, Wes, I remember what you said to me, when we had that Bible study in my room that one night, like, you were right. like I got a job now and I'm doing this and that. I'm like, dang, like 5 years later, but still like that was worth it, you know?
Right. And that's the payoff, bro. So like people ask me like, what's the payoff for me like in this field? And I tell them like my payoff probably won't come while they're here.
Yeah.
In this field and the work that I do now, bro, like if you make it to the pros, like I have guys in the pros, but it's like I don't ever talk about it. I'll talk to them on the phone. I'll text them. But it's like, that's not my payoff. Like, I don't, I know this dude. Like, that ain't, all right, whatever. My payoff is when I get the invite to their wedding.
Right.
My payoff is when I get that postcard on Christmas and they got, you know, them, their wife, and their 2 kids, and I could plaster it on my refrigerator, and my son be calling them Uncle such and such.
Yeah.
The payoff for me, bro. When I see that now you're becoming a productive citizen, those seeds, whether I planted it or I nourished them, and I start to see you growing as a human being.
Yeah.
That's the payoff for me. My payoff is probably like 4 or 5 years after you leave college.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, that's what I'm in it for. I want to see how you've walked through the door day one, and then where you are at that point where you finally feel the need to where you can reach back or give a invite to a wedding, because I'm gonna be there. I'm pulling up and we down.
Yeah, bro. I seen you in action, bro. On the dance floor. You know what I mean? I was right there with you though. So
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
When you talk, speaking about just planting seeds, not taking advantage of the people that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
I know for me, I'm probably guessing for Tram. I don't know what your relationship was like with him, but I always think of Dame. I always think of Dame. Like, I want to know, like, how, because the man, he's so inspirational, bro. He's so inspirational. Like, and so I can't even imagine the stories that he's got. And I know for just for me personally, I'm, you know, being at Grand Valley, and I didn't take advantage of him enough when I was there as an athlete. It was like most of my like real conversations with him happened after I graduated. But you know, that's probably like his payoff, you know.
Right. That
like,
is.
Yeah, you know, and it's just like, dang, man. So that's what when I hear you speaking like that, you know, I think of Dame, and then us, like, just like, man, you know, we was his payoff probably, you know.
Right. That's real talk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so it's funny that you say that, because that's kind of where my drive came from. So again, going back to the story that I had to where I was going through the dark time of my life, he was one who kept that soft, positive touch, that positive him. And you know, it was 2 people that got me through that funk and loved me back to life that were at Grand Valley. Obviously, I had people, family, and friends back at home. 2 people at Grand Valley, it was Damon Arnold and it was Chap.
Shout out Chap, dog.
Chap. Just saw Chap on Sunday.
Bro, man. Chap never let me miss a Sunday service. I be telling like, hey, buddy, you going to church? I said, nah, I ain't going today, Chap, man. Like, what you mean you ain't going? I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm in the car, bro, smelling like a skunk. Like, bro. I know he can smell it coming through my pores, but coming every Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was like, so you really do care about me, bro. Like, you really like have my best heart interest.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I would, you know, confide in him. We had a lot of conversations. So you said you didn't take advantage of Damon. I took advantage more so of Damon. To where it's like, yeah, I used him for everything he could. Talking, class schedules, tutoring, everything. And so he was the one that really, when I look back on it and I got into this business, he was really the model of consistency that I wanted to be for that generation. And even to this day, bro, like, that's my mentor now. Like, I probably talk to Dane at least 4 to 5 days a week.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell his bud to get on this show, bro. We've been trying to get him on for weeks.
I did. I literally told him that. I said, bro, I'm about to do this pod with Wes and Josh. I said, I'm gonna tell them they need to get you next. I got him. I'll have them get on.
Bro, get him for us.
All right, bro.
Been trying.
I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was really special having Dame on campus. Like,
yeah.
It was just comforting just seeing him. Like, I didn't even have to talk to him. It could just be like passing by his office, like, what up? Like, oh man,
good.
like we really have somebody that truly cares about us and understands us. Like,
and the other part of, like, I hear you when you say us, and when I hear you say us, it's comforting to see a Black man in that seat.
Yes, absolutely.
Go and talk to him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the other part that I want to do, is have that comfort, that safe space for people to come in.
Yeah, for sure. Representation matters for sure.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Because they understand. They walk through the life that you live.
Another thing too, so I'm sure you probably take pride in this. So again, when I worked at Wedgwood, I wasn't married yet, but they would ask me about like my family. Yeah. And I would be like, grew up with my mom and my dad. They're like, oh, you had your mom and your dad? I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Were they married? I'm like, yeah, they've been married for almost 30 years. What?
Right.
Like, they're just shocked. Like,
right.
And I'm sure you in your role, like, just being able to like set that example, like this is like this is how like we can do it. We can be fathers. We can be good husbands. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So that matters too, I think.
No, heck yeah. I think, and that's another reason why, like I take marriage very seriously.
Yeah.
Growing up, I didn't have a marriage to where there wasn't divorce or there wasn't infidelity. So I take marriage very seriously because I want to be what I never seen. Yeah. Because, I think those vows really mean something. And my grandmother was the one who kind of instilled in me, even when she was in her marriage. She said, I was like, Big Ma, how y'all still married? She said, because when I said until death do us part in front of Jesus, that's what I meant. I'm like, and so I want to be that example of a healthy, nuclear Black family that can really have fun, not be boring, be able to get along with people, and set a good, like all of us, set a good example for what marriage can be like. I don't know how, and I hope I'm speaking for everybody on this. Like, marriage is dope.
Yeah.
Marriage is dope AF.
Yes. Yeah.
Doing it the right way, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is fun.
Yeah, bro.
It is.
Like, I didn't think this conversation would get here, but I don't care. Like,
hey, we going there.
Yeah, bro.
We going there.
To have a life partner, best friend, to be there for you every step of the way, like it's amazing, bro. It's amazing.
It's dope.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And like just to see my wife Bree with my daughter, just looking at her, I'm like, what? Like, for real? Like this is my life. Like this is crazy. Like, I don't deserve this. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, man. It's a blessing. And like even going through the stressful times of life, like that's what I've learned. I mean, we got married in the pandemic, so it was like real crazy. And I mean, I was texting both of y'all, when I was texting here, I was like, got a job at Texas A&M, what's going on? So we, moving all over the place, all these different things. But I stopped and I was like thinking, I was like, man, I could be doing it all by myself. And I was just like, I've been miserable. And just having Kalia there, it's just, it's a blessing, man. It
is, bro.
And it, and wrapping it all together for, high school athletes, take your life serious. It's life development. And you can start preparing for all of this stuff. While you're in high school.
Absolutely.
While you're in high school. Getting your mind right. All of that stuff.
Every decision that you make is going to affect whoever you end up marrying and whoever you in, like whatever kids you decide to have, like every decision.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I think just to put a little cherry on that, I think having people like us, show what a fun, healthy marriage can look like, because society, glorifies the chase, the amount, the numbers you can get, and all, and it's like that's so like superficial. And like once you get into a fun, loving, deep, intimate relationship with somebody, when you legit love them, you make the choice and the decision every day to love them, and they do the same for you. That
something about it,
bro. I couldn't. I wish I'd have knew about this way before I learned all the other stuff. But we didn't have that. Again, I didn't have that example. And so now a lot of my friends, I've grown up with now, we're all in these relationships, and it's like, bro, this is dope,
man.
It's really dope.
It sure is.
Being that light for these young kids is cool, man.
Man, this is so dope, bro. I appreciate you joining us today, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. For the sake of time, let's so we do something at the end that's real fun. It's called quick hitters, kind of like they're doing all the smoke.
Yeah.
So we got some fun questions. I'll take the first one. So we in the NBA playoffs right now. Who do you got in the finals, and who do you got winning?
Can I still choose the Lakers even though they're not in it?
I wish. I wish.
I think the crazy thing is I haven't even watched much of it. I like the way, so I know Phoenix is still there, but my man D Book hurt. I like them if he can come back healthy out the West. If he don't, it's some about like the Grizzlies that I like right now.
Yeah, bro.
It's something about like Ja is doing something crazy right now. I'll say those two will be out my West. Out the East, I can't think of anybody outside of Boston right now.
Not the Nets. I know that.
Not the Nets at all. I can't think of nobody outside of Boston.
Yeah, Boston looking scary, man.
Yeah,
they look like them boys is playing together and playing real good right now.
Yeah. And Jason Tatum is growing.
Yeah,
man. And he did and they said it on the TV. He did a move, so I'm a Kobe fan. He did a move, and it was like, bro, that was Mamba-ish right there. Some sort of pivot on the baseline, fade away, and he wetted that boy. I'm like, ooh.
Man, if they keep going that trajectory, bro, him and Jaylen Brown, bro, are gonna be scary for a long time.
Scary with Robert Williams in the middle.
Yep.
No doubt.
All right, next one. Favorite football player of all time.
Favorite football player of all time, Charles Woodson.
Hey.
See,
Charles Woodson. If it wasn't Charles Woodson, it'd be Tom Brady.
Okay.
All
right.
I need to give me a Raiders Woodson.
I need that.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Ooh, what color? White or blue?
I would probably get the blue with the yellow numbers on it.
Okay. Yeah. That's cold. All right. So if you could go to any sporting event of all time, like you can go back in time, whatever, any sport, live, sit front row, whatever, like what sporting event would it be? Like a specific one, a game or a match, whatever.
Any sporting event, what game would it be? I probably would go to the first Kobe Shaq championship game. Probably go to that. Either that or the Pistons in 04 when they won it. One of them two.
Hey,
I know Josh approves of that one.
I was about to say, you already know what I'm about to go to.
Where you going?
I'm going to that 04.
Yeah, like it would be one of them, yeah.
Hey, man. Bro, that was a 5-game sweep.
Bro.
Only 5-game sweep.
That you going West?
I'm going, Josh knows. I'm going game 7.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland, Golden State at Golden State, 2016. Kyrie, LeBron with the block, with Kyrie the block, with the block. 3. Yeah.
That's back when I was a LeBron hater. I was so mad that Draymond got suspended that one game.
Yeah.
Changed everything.
Did change
everything. But now I'm a LeBron fan.
That's what's up.
What turned
you? Crazy thing is, there was nothing he did on the court. What turned me was in grad school, I had to do a project on a nonprofit organization and grant writing course. And so I'm like researching. And I heard of LeBron James Family Foundation. Bro, when I tell you what this man is doing for the community of Akron, it pales in comparison to what he's done in his athletic career.
Wow.
Crazy, man. Setting
up that school to allowing students to have a free education through Akron if they graduate with a certain like GPA or something.
Yeah.
He's paying for these kids' parents to go back and get their GED.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Everybody at the school get a bike. It's like he does so, and that's just like the iceberg, bro. He does. He dope. He dope, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, he dope. Like,
bro. That's my guy.
LeBron James Family Found. Look it up, and all the things he does. It's wild. And I was like, oh, this dude is dope. And then he went to the Lakers, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely a fan
now. Where that's my man's.
Oh, you LeBron? You like LeBron?
Yeah, bro. I've love LeBron since he was like in junior high school. So me and my family, we actually lived right outside Akron. Back in the mid-90s. Yeah. So I don't say this to a lot of people, but we actually played in the same like rec center as him.
Nice.
Yeah. So whenever I say that, people are like, "What? You're right," but I'm just like, "All right." So that's why I always say it.
Yeah, you do.
No, I believe you. You tell me, I'm gonna believe you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Long story short, like he like came on the scene for real, like in high school, and we're like, "Yo, that's that kid." And then I was like 12 years old, and I saw him on ESPN against Melo, and I'm just like, "All right, like that's my dude now." So
yeah. And the other reason I respect him, bro, is that he came out with the most pressure that I've ever seen of any athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
And his record is unblemished in the social setting.
Yeah, bro.
Outside of that one little hiccup with the Chinese, whatever that was, he did.
Yeah.
Like he is unblemished. Like there's no chink in his armor, bro.
Right, bro.
Crazy.
Like
crazy.
So mad respect to the dude. Like he's done it the textbook way.
Yeah, literally.
While dominating, but dog was point 1 away from a scoring time this year.
Right. At 37.
37, right? Almost
18
40.
years in the league.
Man,
still
bro.
A scoring title.
Insane.
30 points a game.
You can't hate on greatness.
Nah, you can't. You can't. Haters are just fans in denial, bro. So
hey, I was one at one point. I'm a fan. Without the denial.
Yep.
Well, shoot, man, you already answered this last one. Who should be on the show next?
So I'm gonna get Dame on here for sure.
You already answered that one.
That's the next one. I'm gonna get him on here for sure.
We need that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Cool, bro. Well, thanks again, man. Appreciate you. This was a really good interview, bro. We learned a lot, and I know our viewers will learn a lot too. So
yeah,
good luck, bro, in the new gig. I know you're gonna touch a lot of lives down there, and hopefully you'll witness another historic some type of upset.
App
like
State over Bama.
Something like that, you know.
Hey, the crazy thing is we played Texas A&M this year.
Oh, wow.
For real?
Yeah, we played Texas A&M. Game 2.
Where's it at?
At A&M.
Okay. You gonna go back?
I'm trying to get back.
They better watch out.
Man.
Right, we coming for
it. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. This is dope, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I love what y'all doing, man, and I wish and pray much success for y'all. Keep spreading the word, bro. Keep at it, man. Y'all are truly, again, if we can just change one life, bro, we've done our job.
No doubt.
So I appreciate it, man. I love y'all boys, man. I wish y'all much success, not only in life, but in business, as well as y'all marriage. And I can't wait to that young album drop here now on August.
Album of the year, baby.
Right. Oh, yes.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah, man, that's another one. So we want to thank Rob Carlisle for coming through with that hot fire. Make sure you guys continue to spread the word, share all these episodes. Thank you guys for viewing, especially the ones from day one. So we'll see you guys till next time. Peace.
Yes, sir.